Hi everyone, and welcome to the Timmins Museum's very first date night craft kit workshop, where you're going to be learning how to create some alcohol ink ceramics. So in your kit, you've been provided with 2 ceramic mugs. Now, one of the cool things about this workshop is that you can use these alcohol inks, and trust me, you will have plenty more to do a number of projects that you would like to do. So you can use it on any type of white ceramic. You can also use it on glass as well. So I'm going to show you 2 different ways of creating an alcohol ink mug, and then you guys can go on to be creative and do it on other things that you might like to do in your house too, maybe like a pot plant or something like that. So 2 of the ways, 2 of the techniques I'm going to show you today are one that's a little more subtle, that will look a little bit like this, and then marbleized. I've marbleized it with my Krylon gold leaf pen. So I'll show you how to do that. Then the other darker, more vibrant look is another way that I will show you. So it kind of looks like this. On this piece, I do have the tape on, which you will have on your mugs as well. The reason why that's there is just that when you're taking a sip, your lips aren't touching where the ink or the varnish was. So you don't want to be ingesting that. So I've gone ahead and pre-taped your mugs for you. So keep that tape on there until we are completely done. So I'm going to go over all the supplies that you do have in your kit, so you know everything that you need, and then we'll get started with doing some coloring. Okay, so let's go over everything that you have in your craft kit bag. So you've been provided with 2 white ceramic mugs, one for you and whoever you're doing this with. You've been provided with 5 different colors of alcohol ink. And you can use whatever colors that you want to use, whatever you think looks great together, whatever your favorite color is. You've been provided with also a squeezy bottle. In here I do have a little bit of the alcohol, the isopropyl alcohol, which you've been provided with as well. You've also been given a can of varnish, a gold leaf Krylon pen, which I love. You can do a little bit of writing with this or make it look more marble with tracing some gold around on your mug. You've also been given a straw. This is optional to use. I'll show you how you can use it if you want to use it. You've been given some popsicle sticks to help with mixing your alcohol ink together with your alcohol. And I think that, oh, and then the gloves, very important that you use gloves, because the alcohol ink, it stains more than even food coloring. So you want to be safe with what you're doing. Now, some of the things that aren't provided with your kit but that you want to use is something to protect the work surface. Something that wherever you're working, I'd put something down, whether it's a placemat or a tablecloth or old newspaper or something. Put it on the table because you don't want to stain anything. Then go ahead and grab some paper towel. You're going to need it, it will be useful, whether you have napkins, paper towels, something like that. And then you don't need to do this, but I think I found it to be easier was to get like a plastic bowl or something that you can work with. Just the cups that are provided to you can be used. But if you're kind of messy or you don't want to get too messy on your work surface, you can go ahead and get yourself a plastic or metal bowl, one that you don't mind using for crafts. So I think we've gone over everything that we have, and now we can get started with doing our alcohol ink. And I'll show you the first technique I'm going to show you is going to be the darker, more vibrant. Okay, so to get started on doing the darker, more vibrant technique, what I'm going to get you guys to do is to get your paper towel out. I'm going to be working on a little bit of paper towel here just to catch any drippings that might happen, which will probably happen. So what you're going to do is, first step, get those gloves on. Make sure your skin is protected. Now you want to make sure that you're doing this craft in a well-ventilated area. Because you're working with the isopropyl alcohol, which can be really strong, you want to make sure that it's ventilated. So you're not going to get, because if you breathe in a little too much, you can get a little dizzy, headaches. The first time that I did this, I did get quite a bit of a headache when I was doing the more subtle technique. So you can even put a mask on at that point if you want to. I know people don't really want to wear masks. You're over it, but if you're finding it a little too strong and you're sensitive to smells, you can definitely do that. Okay, so we've got our masks on. Now what you're gonna wanna do is fill up, add a little bit of the isopropyl alcohol to your little squeezy bottle. You don't need very much, just a little bit there. And then you're gonna get your mug, and you're gonna get it, you can either use a cotton ball, napkin, whatever it is you wanna use. Pop that lid off, and I'm just going to clean off the mug to make sure there's nothing left on it. So you're just using the rubbing alcohol. See, I can smell it. Whew. To clean off the mug. That's strong. Okay, so now you're gonna get your alcohol ink colors out. Choose the colors that you want to use. Maybe you want to do rainbow. You want to add all the colors. Maybe I'll try doing that right now. I'm not sure. I might just do some cool colors and warm colors. I tend to like to stick to that. So now what you're gonna do is you're gonna stick your hand in your mug, and you wanna make sure when you're adding the dye or the alcohol ink to your mug that you're keeping it turning, okay? You don't want it to drip off too much. You can, which is a technique that I did do before. So you're gonna be doing that and applying the inks and dropping it all over and turning around. So I can zoom in a little bit there for you guys to see and watch as I do this. Okay, so we're gonna get started now that your mug has been cleaned off. I've gone ahead and taken the lids off of all of my alcohol inks so that they're ready for me to just grab and squirt onto my mug, because alcohol inks dry quickly. So you're gonna be working pretty quick with this technique. So I'm gonna be doing, I'm gonna be doing the, I wanna do all of them, I think. I don't know, I kind of change my mind as I go. We'll see how things look. So I'm gonna start with just taking one of the colors and applying. So you just do a little drop, and then you kind of twist your mug, move it around, the ink spreads around different places. You do a drop, and then as you move your mug, it spreads around differently. So I'm gonna do that all over. And then once you add your alcohol after, it tends to do it, it'll create a different pattern, you'll see. I hope you can kind of see what I'm doing here. Just spreading things around, and once you make it stand like that, the alcohol can, see, drip a little bit there, and if you want it to move around. Another thing that you can do if you want it to go in certain directions is this is where you would get your straw, and you can blow and you can make it go where you want it to go. Okay, so I'll add a little more red here. I kind of want it to spread down. I want to put some more at the bottom here. Ooh. It's super fun. So everyone's is going to be unique to the way that you're twisting it and moving it around. I kind of like the lines. And one of the best things about the alcohol ink is that if you mess up and you don't like what you've done, you can just take your napkin that you have your alcohol ink on, the alcohol, the rubbing alcohol with the isopropyl alcohol, and you can just wipe it away. Where do I want to wipe something? Maybe a little bit here. And it just comes off. So if there's something that you're not loving, don't worry. It can be wiped away. So I'm gonna do this all around. Okay, so now I'm going to do this with a few different colors, and then I'll show you what we can do afterwards, what our next step is. Okay, so our colors that we wanted to add, I'm going again with the warm colors. I just love how bright and sunshiny and how perfect it is to start your morning. So I've gone ahead and added the yellow and the red, and if you didn't notice while I was working, is that you can apply the alcohol ink on top of another color and it'll create a different kind of orange color. Like right now I'm only using some coral and or yellow, and then I can just add a little bit on there right on top of the other ink, and then I can take my straw and flow it around. So I'm loving how it looks right now. So I'm gonna stop there. Don't forget to do your handle too. So I'm gonna stop there with adding the inks. So now you can add, just to get a little more of effect, you can take your squirt bottle of alcohol and you can apply some, and it'll change the way that the alcohol ink looks when you apply. Another cool thing that you can do, I didn't provide you with this, but if you can get like a little spray bottle and spray, it creates a really cool look to the glass as well. It changes the way that the alcohol ink looks. So you can spread it around. So I'm going to add a little bit more here because it's already dry, and I want to move that around, that look. How pretty is that right now? Okay, so once you're done, put a little bit more in my handle there. Okay, so now you're going to let that sit for roughly, for it to really sit well and dry well, you could let it sit for about 8 hours. Another method that I did see was that you could put it in the oven at 150 degrees Celsius. I'm gonna double check with that and make sure that I let you know, is that you can put it in the oven at that temperature and let it bake for about 30 to 35 minutes, and then it'll be dry and baked into the ceramic mug. And then we're gonna get to decorating with our gold leaf pen afterwards. Okay, so I'm gonna show you our next technique while this one dries. Okay, so now I'm gonna show you how to get this more subtle looking mug with the marbleized look. So this is where you're going to be using your cups. So at this point you're going to, and this is kind of where the alcohol can get really smelly, is you're going to put a little bit of alcohol into a cup. Make sure not to breathe directly over it. So I just put like a very little bit, you can see there. And then you're gonna add your ink into your alcohol. And the alcohol dilutes the ink, and that's why you get that more subtle look. So I'm gonna start with doing a kind of purple look. So I'm just gonna put like 4 drops, which actually goes a very long way. So at this point you can do a swirl, or that's why I included some popsicle sticks if you want to make sure it's really mixed well. There should be 5 popsicle sticks, 1 for each color. Okay, so to achieve this look, we're going to be working in layers and letting things dry just a little bit for a few seconds in between. So the first color I'm going to start with, so this is where you can either use a big bowl and pour it over top, or you can use this small, use your glasses as well. So now I'm going to grab my mug, and then I'm going to be pouring the ink over top of my mug. I'm just going to change the angle of the camera here because I don't think you're able to see too great once I'm pouring. Okay, so here we go. Put your hand in your mug to help you get a good grip on it. And now this is where, and you know what's a good idea? Actually, get that paper towel underneath your work area again. So here we go. I'm going to start at the top, and you're just going to let it leak over your mug. See, this is why it's good to have that paper towel underneath. And see, so it's only leaving like a very subtle purple. So then you can, to save the alcohol and the ink, you can take this, I might add just another drop. The more that you add, the darker it'll get. Whew, that's strong. I'm gonna pour it over again, making sure to continuously twist my mug. Whew. This is why I worked over a bowl, because I am messy. And I just want you guys to be able to see what I'm doing, so that's why I'm not working over the bowl right now. Just let it drip off a little bit. I'm going to add a little bit more color. Okay, and using that same alcohol, you're going to pour it over top again. Maybe this time a little bit lower to show a little bit extra depth. Okay, so now we'll put that aside and let that sit for a sec. And now you can make another color. So I'm gonna go with a little bit of blue. So again, you're gonna pour that alcohol into your cup. And you can take your blue, get that popsicle stick to mix it in. And I think I'm gonna actually do a little teal. So if I mix a little blue and a little green. Okay, so now using that other cup, stick your hand in your mug to get a good grip on there. You're going to pour, and now you don't want to go right up to where the purple has gone, because then it will erase the purple. So you want to go a little bit lower so you can see the different colors. So I'm just gonna... Okay, so I want the color to show a little darker, so I'm going to add a little more alcohol ink to my mixture here. So 2 more drops of blue, 2 more drops of, oh, 3 more drops of green. Give it a good stir. Okay, put that cup underneath, and you're going to pour again. See how now it's creating those layers. Whew. Okay, now I want to add a little bit more color again, because I want it to just to stay a little bit darker. Maybe a little more for a few drops. You really can't mess this up. As much as you want in there. Oops. Give it a good stir. Oops. Sorry, make sure you have that cup underneath. And do another pour. And you can see it showing up darker now. Just love it. Sit a little bit, and then if you want to do another color, maybe if I want to make it a little more blue, a bunch of blue in there. Underneath, and I'll do another layer of a more blue color and darker. I'm loving it. I might even put a little more purple at the bottom. I don't know. We'll see. You kind of just go with the flow of what you think looks nice, how it's turning out. Almost like in the clouds. I just love it. Okay, I'm going to go back to using my purple now. So the purple that I had off to the side that I was using earlier is going to add more to it. Make sure you take a second to breathe away from your mug. Okay, put my purple cup underneath again. And we're going to try. I don't love how that happened, but don't worry, that can be fixed. That's why you gotta keep it moving. Actually, you know what? I don't really mind it. But see, if you wanted to fix that, what you would do now at this point is go back with your bluey green color. gonna pour over top of that. I'm gonna wash it away. And this is why I do it over a bowl. Some really cool colors can turn out there. Okay, so I'm just gonna keep doing that until I achieve the look that I'm going for, and then you're gonna set it aside to dry. Okay, so now that our mugs have had some time to dry, so you can see that I've finished this one now. It's dry to the touch, but still like a little tacky, but that's okay. So I've gone ahead and finished my layering. There were some parts that I didn't super like. So one of the cool things about working with alcohol inks is that you just use a little bit of rubbing alcohol and you can erase the mistakes that you make. So I didn't really love how it was turning out, so I ended up washing it away a little bit and redoing it. So that's how it turned out, and I'm loving it so far. I love that there's those various lines in there, and that's where I'm gonna create my marbleizing. So you're gonna take either a piece of paper or something to, sorry, my table's not level here. So you're gonna take your Krylon pen at this point, and you can use it to accentuate things or to add wording or drawings or whatever it is that you want to do on your mug. So you're going to give it a good shake, and then to get the ink out, you just end up pressing on your sheet of paper or your your paper towel that I'm using here. So you're going to do that to get the ink to come out, and then this is where you can add some marbleizing. So what I would do is just add it where the hard lines are between different colors. You can just add thin lines of it, and thick too. So you can just add a little bit, whatever you want to do. Just add a pop of color. So you can do that throughout your mug. So you can go on with that. Then we have our beautiful sunshiny bright mug that we have here. So on this one, maybe you want to add some wording, or you want to add maybe a sunshine or something like that. Like on these ones, I added a heart and the word love to remember this Valentine's Day. Maybe you want to add a sunshine. So here's this one I've marbleized. Add a little sun there. And so I'm gonna finish up these, and then you're gonna let it sit for 24 hours. Hey guys, welcome back. So now that you've waited the 24 hours for your ink to set, you're able to add some accents using your gold Krylon pen. So I went ahead and did some marbling, added some gold accents to my mug. On this one, I left it the same, but I mean, you could always add some words, you can put someone's name, whatever it is that you want to do. Do that now. Then you're going to want to add 2 to 3 coats of your Krylon varnish. Okay, so you're going to want to spray a coat, wait an hour, roughly, maybe even half an hour if you don't have the patience, and do that. Spray another coat, wait an hour, spray another coat. And at that point, you will be able to remove, so I've gone ahead and already sprayed mine. Then you can remove your tape off your mug. And under the tape, you might find that there was some ink that might have gotten through. You can see there. So the cool thing about working with alcohol inks is that all you gotta do is take a piece of paper towel or a cotton ball or something, maybe even like a Q-tip if you wanna make sure that you don't get it to ruin any of your pattern, but you can just remove it with a little bit of isopropyl alcohol. So it's super awesome. So then, voila, your mug is complete and ready to have your yummy hot chocolate bomb from Just Because. So please send me videos of what you've done, maybe even you enjoying your hot chocolate bomb. I really hope you enjoyed this workshop and that you got to spend some quality time with someone that you love. Please stay tuned for our next date night craft kit with the Timmins Museum. Happy Valentine's Day.